the interface just goes to sh*. So most people who know me know that I love DaVinci Resolve. And personally, I really enjoy the friendly debates of what is the best photo editor, even though at the end of the day, whichever photo editor creates the best content for you is the editor you should go with. But I can't deny on my feeds, I've been seeing Premiere Pros coming out swinging with some pretty intense new features that have come into the Premiere Pro beta. So in today's video, I want to download the beta version of Premiere Pro, check out these new cool features, see how it compares to the brand new features of DaVinci Resolve 19, and I just want to get a sense of the state of these two beasts of programs in 2024. And I vow that while I'm making this video, if Premiere Pro doesn't give me any major problems or crash at all, I will stop talking trash about Premiere Pro on the internet. Blackmagic released a ton of stuff with DaVinci Resolve 19, and we have an awesome collaboration happening.
The best course right now is available in the JPM Live Academy.
So that legitimately kind of hurt. If you've been thinking about making the switch over to DaVinci Resolve, or you're just getting started out, this course is perfect for you. I go through everything you need to know about the iPad version and desktop, and Justin's hard at work adding in his own expertise on different things like sound mixing, multicam. We've got a ton of DaVinci Resolve 19 features added as updates continue rolling out. You get lifetime access, you get a really cool app. So what are you waiting for? Come join the Resolve community, check it out in the link in the description. And let's go and open this guy up and see what all the fuss is about. All right, so we have a fresh install of Premiere Pro opened up here. We can see some of the latest features. All right, so let's go ahead and create new project. Looks like it opens up with some basic stock footage that we can pick from, but I'm gonna choose my own stuff. Thank you very much. All right, so we can see where our project's gonna go to. We can name it. We can call Hope This Doesn't Crash. We go into this short film that I've been working on, and we're gonna see all our footage here. It's anamorphic. Select all this footage, and I'm gonna hit create. Now, first thing I wanna do is de-squeeze all of this footage easily so that it'll make it, properly viewed in the timeline. I have a feeling we're gonna be Googling a lot in this video. Let's go. So this is where I do it. The problem is only two anamorphic options, 1:3:3 and 2:1, and this is a 1.6. It mostly looks okay, but not technically proper. Now, can I do this to all my clips? I go modify, interpret footage, form 2, 1:3:3. Sweet. I gotta admit, scrubbing the timeline playback, the interface is feeling incredibly smooth. I know we're just a couple minutes in, but this feels like a very different Premiere Pro than what I've used in the past. So credit where it's due so far. All right, so I guess this little button up here has to do with the different window arrangements. So right now when we're in learning, kind of a quick access way to adjust all your windows to benefit the editing step in which you are at. So right now we're in assembly mode, so it makes sense to have your media browser really, really large. And then, yeah, you just have your timeline down here. But where's your source? Okay, you just have one viewer. There's a dedicated vertical one. If editing, color, we'll get to that in a minute. We have effects, which just kind of opens the effects editor on the side. Captions and graphics. Review, it's pretty cool. Obviously, Adobe bought Frame.io, which I'm a huge fan of, and so that very clearly integrates into here. All right, so this is actually pretty sweet. So I basically get a mini Frame.io within here. On Resolve, I know I can export directly to Frame.io, but you don't get this sort of integration. Is actually a rough cut that I already put together. I would see my comments here, and that's really, really cool. Text-based editing for this stuff. Let me go ahead and kind of break out from this project. Let me go back to import. I'm gonna go to grab one of my A-rolls. I also gotta say that Premiere's come a long way. Like the last time I think I used Premiere, it just kind of got B-raw support, and I was testing that out, and it felt very clunky when importing and scrubbing through. This is really smooth. It literally feels like importing any type of footage. Really, I just need to transcribe this one. I'm gonna hit transcribe. Seemingly is going pretty quick, actually. All right, it's done transcribing. Here's all that, and so this is where we get into text-based editing, which I really, even in Resolve, I don't use this a ton. I hate reading. So I think I'd rather just stare at a waveform and listen and cut down. But for people who do podcasts or a lot of dialogue heavy stuff, I know this can be really, really crucial. And so I believe it should be as simple as like if I want to remove, you know, this sentence, then I can go in, hit delete, and it deletes it off of my timeline. It says I can quickly remove the dead space. So how do we do that? All right, so here we can actually set the minimum pause length, look for filler words. Wow, interesting. Low confidence words. And it's saved. Would be the feature for like remove. I know if I don't find it, someone's gonna be, and I say that it doesn't do it, people are gonna be like, oh my God, you missed it. So I know that I can select this empty space and remove it. All right, had to look it up again. Adobe Care Channel, let's see.
Pro offers.
There we go, filter button, pauses, and filler words. Ooh, can we do both at the same time? All right, so one at a time, one at a time. I'm gonna hit delete, delete all. I'm impressed here. Why can't I hear anything? Is my thing broken?
Lift will remove that pause.
Nope, here just fine. Sample raise not supported by current audio device. There we go, first annoying problem. I only have one sample rate option. What if I just go Mac Pro speaker? All right, so now they're gonna come out of those speakers apparently. All right, so let's try to clean up some of this audio because I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my studio in here is extremely echoey. If I pull up effects here, we go to audio effects. Let's see, where do we go? Where do we go? Enable enhanced speech. Back to Google.
New enhanced speech tool.
Audio essentials is what I'm needing. Haha, there we go. All right, so just gotta turn that on. But here you actually really need to come out my good speaker. What? Why can't they play out of here? Is it because they're Bluetooth speaker? I know it's some setting. I get that. I fully understand that. But shit like this that just kept adding up and it got in the way of editing too much. I wonder if I can change this and change it manually. What is happening? So we're gonna hit enhance. If I put on headphones, will these work? Thank God, at least I can hear out of here. Solid enhancement, solid. Reduce reverb, some clarity, vocal enhancer. I'm just adding everything. Ooh, too much. Vocal enhancer, low tone, probably like male, female preset equivalent on Resolve. Feels a bit too far with the vocal enhancer. It would take some more finessing, but that's a really solid vocal enhancement. To me, it took a little bit longer than I would have liked to. I'll compare this to DaVinci Resolve in a few minutes. But now let's see if they can get the most improved player award in the color grading department. This is gonna be a little bit of a dig, but like, I just gotta say it. The workspaces thing is cool, don't get me wrong. But really all it is just reorganizing of all the same existing tools that you have. Whereas in Resolve, it truly feels like you have about 6 or 7 different programs built into one. When you go to the Fusion page, it is a very different set of tools than what you have available on the color page or the edit page, the cut page, the media page, the deliver page. While you can access similar features on a couple of the different same pages for efficiency's sake, when you go to a different page, it's like you are entering a whole different program. This, you know, it is cool, it is fast, but when I go from editing to color, it's still the edit page. It just brought up the color little sidebar here, and oh boy, this doesn't look any different than what I used to have. Okay, so here we have LUTs, which obviously I can go in and I can import a custom one. Okay, so let's search one LUT here. It's for the 15, but we can adjust all our basic parameters. That is so laggy. That is not smooth whatsoever. Look at this. Oh, it's so bad. Okay, look, I'm gonna set it, I'm gonna change it to dark. Oh, so bad. Oh, I couldn't use this for color work. I get it. You can absolutely get the result that you're looking for. That would beyond infuriate me. Adding like curves, oh, the interface just goes to sh. At this point, it's not even about like, oh, it has this feature, doesn't have this feature. It's just, that's horrifically laggy. And I don't have any other pro programs open, but that is just bad. Like, I almost can't believe that this is the same program. Like, just a few minutes ago, I was talking about how smooth the interface was and nothing was glitchy or anything. I'm gonna try again here. I'm gonna start over. We got this clip. I got the proper LUT for my Blackmagic footage now, so I'm gonna hit browse. There we go, here's the proper 1 LUT. That's looking super rough the way that is. Now I should get all my raw controls inside of here as well. I have effect controls open, and then instead of the main timeline, I go to the source. Cool, there's all my raw controls, the same ones that I have access to inside of Resolve. Let me go ahead and adjust my controls here. Oh, really? When I grab the color temperature wheel here, in Resolve, and in my opinion, any good color editing program, is the preview should be updating in real time as you are making a change. So I'm at a ridiculous color temperature right now, just under 3K. If I then go up to 5600 or somewhere around there, you'll see that it hasn't changed. My finger is still on the mouse. I haven't let go yet. And then as soon as I let go, it changes. That's not right, because most of color grading is you finessing all these different parameters, and you need to see the change in real time. Here's the other thing I want to check, something that used to absolutely drive me crazy. So let's say I go in here and I get creative, right? And I add a look. So this is real time. The vignette, if I move secondaries around, grab my skin tone, I like how it automatically shows me the mask as I click on it. That's very nice. Okay, see, this is updating in real time. Oh, what the hell? I feel gaslit by this program. Now it's doing it. You all saw a few minutes ago it wasn't doing it. It was delayed like crazy. If this is how it's supposed to function, then great. So now we have our graded clip. Now if I had, say, another clip that was just like it, obviously I just cut this clip in two, but now I want to paste the parameters. Can I do that? Paste attributes, select 𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙 color. Yeah, that's basically all I've done. Copy, paste attributes, 𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗙 color. There we go. I see so many people doing like the adjustment layer thing where they have like all their footage right here and then they add like an adjustment layer on top with like the color grade, and that always seemed incredibly weird to me. I don't know why. I still can't get over. I'm happy that I retried this clip because I was about to leave this being like, this is absolute trash. I'm gonna go with that this is how it should function, and if that's the case, then fine. Obviously, I still am not a fan of the workflow of 𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗙 color. I don't think it's come a long way. This looks pretty much exactly how it's always been. And so the lack of color tools is certainly lacking. All right, the last Premiere Pro feature I really want to give a shot that I was jealous of was the whole music expander remix thing. So obviously we have a very long clip here. It's like 30 minutes or something. So I'm going to give it quite the test. I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to grab some Artlist song. This one I've used a bunch. Can I expand this as one clip and not have to do the whole like, oh, I'm copying this and I gotta, you know, fade in and out the levels and crossfade and all that stuff kind of the whole way down? Can I just expand this one track? So I'm going to go up to my essentials again. Am I on color workspace? Yeah, let me go back to editing. I'm going to turn on duration, not hide it, turn it on. Can I just extend it this way? No, I gotta, oh boy, gotta do this. Can I type in what I want it to be? I'm just gonna say like 25 minutes. Wow. And then I gotta throw on my headphones again. So I guess apparently all these little like arrows is where it's repeating. Yo, that is sweet. Not gonna lie, that is very well done. And you know, maybe like a proper recording artist or mixer, you know, it may or may not be up to their standards, I don't know. But for me, like for simple content creation where this beat that I found that's 2 minutes long, I just want it to run the whole length of my talking head, that is perfect. All right, with that, I think I'm ready to update my thoughts and feelings around Premiere Pro. This is a much better Premiere experience than what I've ever had. The program overall does feel very fluid. Yes, I was having those weird color glitches where it wouldn't update right off the bat, but every program has glitches. So I used it a handful more times. I probably cut it out of this video, but I kept going back and making sure that it was working properly. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like, you know, I've never had to restart DaVinci Resolve or Final Cut or any other program. And there's nothing about Premiere that's making me go, ooh, I wanna switch back. Obviously, there was the very recent announcement of the new generative fill for video coming to Premiere. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments if you want to see a follow-up video once the whole generative fill and all those new AI features come to Premiere, and I'll do another one of these videos. That stuff is very interesting, and that could potentially pull me, even if it works very well. I don't know how often I would personally use that. I use it in Photoshop every single time, like for thumbnails and editing photos. It's incredible. I use it every day. But for video, I don't know. Maybe I'll end up using it a lot. I have no idea. So while I'm definitely not switching back to Premiere Pro, I gotta hand it to them, and I think I gotta stop talking so much trash. Premiere, you did okay today. You did all right. All right, so now we're in DaVinci Resolve 19, what feels like home to me, and we're gonna talk about some of the new features that they've added inside of 19, which obviously is in public beta. Now, currently I have one of my recent videos. This was on 𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙, where I did a couple scene reenactments, which was really fun with Michelle and everything. And we're gonna go and see if we can enhance this up a little bit. Some of the features actually overlap with Premiere's beta features. So let's compare and see how things work. So first thing I want to check out is actually Resolve's new ultra noise reduction, and see if it'll be super beneficial on these clips here, which were extremely noisy, and not in the good noise sort of way. A lot of color noise here. All right, so we've got this shot here, and I want to go in, and I'm actually gonna erase the noise reduction that was on there, and you can see just how bad this are the results that I did. I'll actually go ahead and keep this one and we'll compare. But anyways, we're gonna disable that for now, and we're gonna go to our noise reduction. We're gonna go under spatial, and we're gonna see ultra noise reduction. All right, so I'm gonna hit analyze, and we get this box, and I'm gonna bring that, actually seemed like it did a really good job. So here's the raw, here's the ultra noise reduction, and here's what I did. If we zoom out to the whole image, you can see that's the raw clip totally by itself. So much color noise there. And that's with the ultra noise reduction. Another big thing is the dialogue separator. So last version, I think 18, we got the very nice voice isolation, which is really beneficial. You can actually hear it on this one if I play it back. So over here, I've detached a little, because I was in a very echoey bathroom. If I fully turn it off, here's the original. So over here, I've attached a, and so normally I use voice isolation, like for my A-roll clips here, and probably what you're listening to, it's around 50. But if I go to the whole track level, so if I click on my audio 1 track, so obviously it will affect this entire thing, but I can go under dialogue separator, and now I can mute to voice, mute background, mute ambience. And I get a lovely audio glitch that I've been getting in my beta. Let me know if you have this one as well. It starts doubling up the audio from other places, so that's fun. Brings special angles that the iPhone. I'm gonna go ahead, quit Resolve, open it back up, and we'll give it a second chance. We gave Premiere a second chance. As long as it works now, then like both programs had one little hiccup, and then they did well. So let's open the project back up, super fast. So over here I've attached, there's the raw, dialogue separator. All right, so let's do mute ambience. So over here I've attached a, all right, we're good. Glitch stopped happening. Double it up and do like voice isolation on top of that. That's probably gonna sound like too much. So over here I've attached a little nan. Not bad. I mean, you'd have to go into EQ and really start messing with things to kind of liven it up a little bit, I think. Again, it's incredible on the track level being able to separate this, not only in echoing environments, but just places that are loud with multiple people in the background, to really be able to fine tune what you are bringing out of that. And that actually goes into the next feature, which is right next to it, the music remixer. Now, I'll be honest, I have not used this feature yet, so I'm really excited to. So let me do the same thing here, and I'm gonna grab another song, and I wanna grab something with vocals. All right, so we got this music bed song here. It's got vocals. Audio 2 here, we're gonna go remixer. And so apparently I can mute voice. Wow, that's crazy. It's like so clean and gone. Now, if I wanted to take out the drums and the voice, that's insane. Or if you wanted the opposite, you just wanted it to be like a beat. That is nuts. It's an interesting toss-up between this and the extended feature. Which one do I like more? I don't know if I can decide, honestly. Both very much have use cases for me. A lot of times I find songs, but like, ooh, the drums are just way too much to put over dialogue, or there's no instrumental version and I really like this song, but it has an annoying voice or something. Probably I would take Music Remixer from Resolve over the Premiere One, only because, you know, I'm pretty good now at like fading in and out music, so I can overlap to extend a song manually. And this feels way more powerful compared to in the reverse, where if I found the perfect song, I could extend it to the time frame that I wanted, but I'm not an expert. You know, you can go into all these frequencies and like take out voices. That's all this is doing essentially, is muting and lowering the volume on certain frequencies. That takes a lot more expertise in my opinion. And so yeah, both are awesome. I'm not just trying to be the Resolve guy or whatever. So jumping back to the color page, there's actually a couple other features that I want to take a look at here. First of all, we have a new secondary kind of color selection tool, I guess you could call it. It's called Color Slice, and it basically divides all of the different colors into easily adjustable parameters. And my favorite part is they have one that's dedicated to skin. And what's nice is, as we can see, red, skin, yellow, green, cyan, blue, magenta. In the top left, this little kind of half circle, whatever, you can see the icon. If you click on that, it will show you the part of the image that it's going to affect. And even though making skin selection in DaVinci Resolve is incredibly easy, you can see I did it on this node over here, it is cool to be able to just come to the color slice, and we can see that it's pretty much made a nice selection right off the bat. I wish it was blurred a bit more, but it's pretty cool that we can go in here, we can adjust the density, which I actually really like that look, and we can adjust saturation, and of course even go in and adjust the hue. Honestly, it feels like there's so many different ways to adjust various parts of the image in Resolve that, like, as they come out with more of these features, I don't know if I will use this that much. Not because it isn't a good tool, it's just the other great, amazing tools like the color warper or just the qualifiers in general are so good, and I've, you know, had years of just using those tools that I don't know if I will jump to Color Slice that much, but someone who is just learning Resolve, maybe this is the first tool that they really start to interact with and they fall in love with it. So it's great having all these incredible, powerful options. I think for skin, this is definitely probably the fastest way to make a very fine, quick adjustment. But since I don't have such manual control over the qualifying of what that part of the image is, most likely a lot of the times I'll end up having to use the regular qualifying tool, and then hue versus saturation, hue versus hue, all that good stuff. There's another new feature called Film Look Creator. I'm just gonna go ahead and add in a simple conversion real quick. And then if we add Film Look Creator on top of that, we can see we have a bunch of different presets here, pretty typical looking stuff. Oh, I see, 3D LUT compatible. All right, it turns off all this stuff. Okay, so I was confused for a second because when I had 3D LUT compatible, it took away most of the Film Look Creator settings, and I thought that was weird. But it's because it's saying if you want to create a 3D LUT out of it, then these are the controls that get saved into a LUT. If you keep this turned off and you add halation, bloom, none of that gets saved into a LUT. It could get saved into a power grid though, which I need to make more videos on. But so if you keep this turned off, we can see a lot more of the settings show up. So I'm gonna do a little taste making. That's cool. I know a lot of people like messing with these like squared off aspect ratios and stuff. Obviously, I've been a huge fan of plugins like Film Convert in the back. And while this is amazing as a pre-installed, plugin, essentially a built-in plugin, it has a lot of really great controls to it. If you're a fan of specific film stocks, I'd still suggest checking out like Film Convert. This video isn't sponsored by them, and I'm not trying to like justify whatever. But if I go Film Convert Nitrate right here, and I go down to film stock, you can see there's a lot more options here, and I'm just like a huge fan of like the Kodak 5213, Viz 3, whatever. There's just certain film stocks that I really like in Film Convert, so I don't think it's completely killed various plugins like that. But I mean, to get something like halation built right in, that is very cool. And then this last color tool is probably what I'm most excited to test out, especially as someone who covers a ton of iPhone filmmaking. The one thing that the iPhone lacks is depth. And so there's a new feature called defocus, which basically uses AI to create depth of field. This shot and this shot were the two that were shot on a phone and don't have any sort of focus to them. So we're gonna add defocus background to our node here, and then we just need to go under the magic mask section, and I'm gonna try the faucet as a subject. Normally I do people. All right, and we can see that it added a oh, but it totally breaks. Yeah, so this would have worked, but I'm a dummy and I forgot to track. So I'm gonna skip the rest of this part. We're gonna go to the next clip where I remembered to do that. But let's go to this clip right here where we actually have a person and a subject and something that should have a little bit more depth. And there's a little bit of fall off already, but I would love to see more, especially even in this foreground. I'm a fan of, something that mimics like a T28 or something like that. So we're gonna go ahead and just sneak in another little node right here. We're gonna add defocus backgrounds, and then we go to our magic mask, we go to our person, and we're just gonna draw a line on Michelle here. All right, and that's it. We can see that it did exactly what I was hoping. If we look at the mask preview, we can see it outlined her. Obviously, you can even invert it if you want the focus to be shifted. I'm gonna track this forward and back. Now that we have a track, we have proper focus the whole time, but the only thing that's really thrown it off, obviously, is this very harsh line right here is too much. So I can blur the heck out of that line. That looks much better. So obviously you can go extreme, but the more extreme you go, the more fake it's gonna look. Nice and subtle. Look at this space over here. See how kind of everything's in focus and sharp. Turn it on and just subtly blurs it a bit, adds a little bit of depth of field. This I'm gonna end up using a lot in iPhone videos. Oh, I'm so excited. This has me so excited. For me, this is my favorite feature in Resolve 19. So obviously there's a bunch more features in Resolve 19, as well as I'm sure in Premiere that I missed that has been added the past couple years or even in the latest betas. So what is the state of video editors in 2024? Pretty awesome, honestly. Both programs feel incredibly feature-rich, powerful. They have a lot going on. Certainly they have their bugs and their imperfections, but I have to admit that I've definitely had the perspective since the last time I used Premiere, like professionally, it left such a bad taste in my mouth, like so many other people I've talked to, that in my head going into making this video, like I really thought like Premiere was gonna be here and Resolve was just gonna be so much here in terms of speed, performance. I knew that Premiere had been coming out with cool features, but there's no point in having cool features if everything is just buggy and the program quits, and I've just had so many issues in the past. At the end of the day, what matters most is the final product that you end up putting out. How good is your story, the visuals, crafting everything together in whatever art you are creating. And it doesn't really matter if you're using Resolve, Premiere, or freaking CapCut on your phone. These are just subjective tools that we pick what we like and what we don't like. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I enjoy kind of the just unserious banter and kind of friendly debates and getting our frustrations on software kind of out there. But there truly has never been a better time to get into filmmaking and editing. But I do have to say that DaVinci Resolve has a free version that has about 90% of the professional features, and Premiere Pro is still quite expensive. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.